Reincarnation or isekai anime series are pretty common these days. I mean, it's really no wonder due to how popular this genre is within the anime industry. Everyone just can't seem to get enough of another world that is different from your typical normal life. Today's video covers 10 anime where the protagonist is reincarnated to another world with overpowered magic. We begin this list with a certified banger reincarnation series of a heroic being who dedicated his entire life to building his country, but now on the verge of death, he did make a wish to the goddess to be reborn. Now in the body of a female, daughter of a noble family, she ends up being runeless, meaning unable to use magic power, making her pretty weak. She basically can't become a knight as a runeless person, but instead became a squire to her cousin, and that was all part of the plan at the very start to his brand new life in the body of a female, allowing to push to her limits. A game-loving addict, probably like many of us are, has one day been sucked into the game world and now is in the form of his very own avatar that he created, a skeleton knight. Skeleton Knight in Another World is what I'd like to call the knockoff version of Ainz Ooal Gown from Overlord, but of course in a good way, because it is simple and very entertaining to watch. As a skeleton, he dresses up in a knight in shining armor to just avoid unwanted attention from people who may fear the way he looks. Now the protagonist arc takes on quests to make money, slay powerful monsters, and use his cool magic power to just traverse this world and save elves from being mistreated. 上級職聖騎士戦にジャッジメント子供はもう寝たま僕はもう19歳だ早い It really has been a while since we got an actual good reverse isekai series, and this one being very extraordinary since it involves a giant corpse god with overpowered magic abilities who gets sent to the real world of Japan after dueling the hero in an epic battle scenario. The corpse god did cast a reincarnation technique and was now in the form of a human being named Polka who retains his magic skills, but it so happens that Polka is a bounty target being hunted for money. Since he is the only character in the show being able to use magic at such a high level, of course he is quite the threat. The show maintains interesting drama, creates cliffhangers, and even develops characters so well that I'd highly recommend checking it out. In the Land of Leedale is mostly a slice-of-life anime, but despite it being an isekai, you would assume some fighting or action going on, but that happens very little, and so it's just mostly a chill, relaxing anime to watch as a cute elf girl traverses this new world, exploring, meeting new people, and learning about what this world is like. It all started with the female protagonist in life support in the hospital on the verge of her death, to then reincarnating into an RPG game world that she plays, and she became her avatar of a powerful high elf warrior. From there, it's all about exploration and slice of life, which is not too bad, but it can get a little bit boring if you aren't into this genre in the first place. At first, I thought this wouldn't be something I'd enjoy, or it could be one of those generic isekai we've seen many times before, but boy was I wrong. This was a hidden gem, I tell you. The magical revolution of the reincarnated princess focuses more on the fantasy part rather than isekai, but it is in the end about a girl reincarnating into a royal family while retaining her memories from previous life. The protagonist, Anis, is the next in line to take over the throne, but the thing is, she doesn't want that. She wishes to pursue magicology, using the world's resources and her knowledge from her previous life. You know, the show also involves a bit of Yuri, which is, you know, girl between two protagonists, but the relationship between those two is what truly brings this anime together. It's simply, how to put it, like, beautiful to watch. It's so beautiful, man.
だから勝負しよう。それで私を納得させて。わかりました。
Now let's be honest here, when it comes to getting isekai to another world, of course you would want to be overpowered and destroy enemies, but this protagonist, well, she's different. You see, she wanted her abilities to be so average and normal, but that didn't happen in the first place. She was busted, meaning too overpowered. This anime is more of a wacky adventure following goofy girls as they adventure around and have a blast of a time together doing stuff. It mixes in slice of life with funny bits and pieces and also action or, you know, some fights, but I'm sure you guess how the fights will go for our overtuned, powerful protagonist because she never loses. The Faraway Paladin is a simple, straightforward reincarnation series of a boy reborn as a child who was raised by the dead. They taught him how to fight, use magic, all in preparation for him to someday leave his home and pursue his dream of becoming a paladin through adventure. Keep in mind though, it does have quite a bit of slice of life, but also a good amount of action. Normally those two genres together can be a little off-putting, especially to those who don't like slice of life in the first place, but trust me, this reincarnation story is so cool to follow. By the grace of gods, yet another simple, relaxing reincarnation story of a guy reborn into the body of a child with powerful magic as he was able to befriend one of the weakest monsters in this world called slimes. Normally, they would be killed, but they are all his family now, and each slime actually is quite unique, equipped with abilities that can actually help with day-to-day jobs and chores.
エリアもエリアで頑張ると言っていた。僕も負けないように頑張るんだ。昨日までとはちょっと違う。新しい生活を始めるために。
This rose the attention of townsfolk, people, to find this boy and ask him for some help, so he offered the slimes to go and just help the people that are in need. I'm sure you guessed it by now, but this is more of like a chore simulator, watching the slimes work and make people live a more peaceful, relaxing life. Reincarnated as a Sword is one of my personal favorite isekai that I've seen. It's pretty recent with its air date, and it's a new isekai, which means you might have not seen it yet. But if you have, then that's good for you. A guy in the real life passes away and reincarnates in the form of a powerful magic sword, able to move around freely, slay monsters, and level himself up to become powerful. Though he can be much more overpowered through finding himself a wielder, someone that he can fight with. That's where we have the other protagonist of the show, a female Black Cat tribe member who is a slave worker, and with the help of being freed from this nightmare thanks to the sword, he has offered her an adventure of a lifetime to get stronger together, making the ultimate duo to achieve their dreams together. This is it then, the ending point has now been reached and the final recommendation is none other than Reincarnated as a Slime, one of the more popular isekai anime of all time within the genre. Same routine as any other protagonist is isekai, right? Well, the guy gets stabbed in reality and is reincarnated as a slime, the weakest monster in the other world. But it turns out that he does have hidden power and also potential through leveling up. And with every monster defeated and absorbed, let's just say that he became overpowered. Not to mention absorbing a giant legendary dragon named Veldora. Rimuru now wishes to build his very own community where everyone can coexist together in peace. To do that, he needs to build his followers, gain their respect, and become a leader whom they can look up to.
いずれ再び貴様を
You, my friend, just made it to the end of the video and witnessed 10 anime where the protagonist is reincarnated to another world with overpowered magic. If I've mentioned leave any anime out in particular that I thought would be great to share on the list, then please let me know in the comment section down below, as I'd love to hear your opinion, or just comment down below what you thought about the video in general, as I'd always appreciate the feedback. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one!